The US certainly appears out of control. I guess Venezuela is Latin for Jeffrey who? First of all, Stephen Miller's comments are insane.
But we live in a world that is governed by strength, that is governed by force, that is governed by power.
Talk about someone whose foreign policy perspective is shaped by watching too many 80s action flicks. I'm very familiar. I watched a lot of them myself, and watching a mythical figure eliminate all of the bad guys and save the day is very exciting and can make a strong impression on an 11-year-old. And they say lefties live in a utopia. But at some point you have to grow up and watch the adult war movies that teach us a different lesson, called reality. Miller's comments are from watching the Rambo sequels, but we actually live in the reality of First Blood, or Rambo Part 1, where our country's delusion and hubris was paid for by our family members who served in Vietnam. I had 3 family members serve in Vietnam, an uncle in the Army who made it back, another uncle in the Marines who did not, and my father who was in the Navy who also made it back safe. Funny, I was just rewatching the 80s comedy The Wildlife, where one of the main characters who idolizes this Vietnam War vet and has a romanticized vision of war. The vet, Charlie, played by Randy Quaid, giving one of the best dramatic performances of his career, puts the young kid, Jim, in his place. He tells the kid to watch out or he'll find himself
in a world of shit.
And you won't be watching Hueys and going bitching.
Stephen Miller needs to see this movie. Or this movie. Or this movie. But I bet it wouldn't matter. Some people just don't get it, it seems. And let's get real. These decisions are not made by the president or clowns like Miller. Policy is crafted by administrations which are selected by the big donors. This is all academic at this point. The Assange emails revealed this. Policy is crafted by a bunch of people selected, trained, and groomed by the big donors. The president's job is to sell the public on what has already been decided for us. Anyone telling you any different is either a fool or is grifting off the culture war. The next country we put on notice needs to be America. We need to take back our country. That doesn't mean electing a Democrat or a different Republican, because the last 50 years, we get the same menu regardless of who's in power. It means whomever gets in there, we need to push them to do what we want. We should be pushing them for Medicare for all, for a UBI, for a net check, trillions of dollars made by corporations online, and they wouldn't have that information superhighway if it wasn't for our tax dollars developing it. Where is our return on investment for that? We need to get out there and make our voices heard.
I've had enough of this.
Otherwise,
I got no sympathy for you.
enjoy your medical debt.
Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.